What are you doing?
I was speaking turkey.
I was not ready for that.
I know, because if I always tell you what I'm going to do, then you're ready. This was a way for you.
No one
Turkey.
knows I'm shocked, except for you in the studio and anyone watching us live on YouTube.
Well, and that's who we're doing it for. I mean, I also want them when they don't see the beginning, and you're sitting over here doing the little Trump dance.
I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
Can we say hello to everybody? Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. This is Brother Tim and Brady, and you're listening to Picking Up the Habit. We're here every Sunday from 3 until 4 to talk about those things you want to talk about. Our number is 757-488-5299, 757-488-5299. We're here to talk about those things that you want to talk about. If you don't, give us a call. It'll be a good show.
I mean, they need to give us a call. We need them to call us.
We do.
757-488-5299. I want to hear what people are doing for Thanksgiving.
Well, and we have our normal Thanksgiving talk that we do, which is normally a
tangent.
What?
You know how these episodes get the fact that we got to ask that question. You know how I feel about those kind of.
Well, it's going to be modified though a little bit this year.
Still going on the tangent.
I think. So anyway, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we give thanks to you for this day. For all days that we experience are good, whether we happen to think they're bad. All things that we experience from you are good. And we need to give you thanks each and every day. Everything that we have is from you, comes from you, was made by you. And whatever we have today is more than what we had yesterday. We ask, Lord, for your blessing upon us, upon this conversation, and upon the people that are listening. Through Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen. All right. What is wrong with the topic?
You know how, I mean, but we'll get into it as we'll get into it.
What do you mean?
What's
the tangent?
Because you know how I feel when we have to ask that question. And two, it's not the only question that it shouldn't be an issue. Consider other things.
But okay, what do you think the question is?
Should families allow their LGBTQ partners home for Thanksgiving?
No.
That's the question we always ask.
No, it isn't. We ask, are you prepared? Because it happens. Number one occasion is Thanksgiving.
Correct.
That one of your relatives or guests will announce that they are LGBTQ.
Right.
That's
okay.
The question. Are you prepared for it? Not, of course you have them at your house. Of course you invite them for Thanksgiving.
You would think that, but I get you, there's some people who won't.
Brady, I am all about it. You know, the number one question that I get, hey, Brother Tim, would you mind joining us for lunch on after church on Sunday? Or could you swing by for some dinner on Friday? And while I'm there wondering, okay, how long is it going to take for you to ask me why you want me here? The vast majority of the time, it's coming from older people, I want to say over 50, who reveal that their children or their grandchildren have announced that they're gay, or they knew that they were gay, and they're now getting married in a church wedding, and they need counseling on whether they should go or not. And I always say the same thing each and every time. How in the world can you even ask me that question?
Oh, it's easy for them to ask that question because they feel convicted and they need you to agree. They want you to agree with them.
No, I think in many instances, they don't want me to agree with them because they are really torn about whether they want to be there for their grandchild. But at the same time, they don't know. Now, my honest opinion, folks, and I tell this to everyone, I think you have to go.
Of course, you have to go.
I think it's a requirement as a Christian that you go.
I mean, I asked this question before, and I
Mhm.
got in trouble last time I asked it. But when we had that topic before in the past. Like, not
We
for
have it every year.
not for Thanksgiving, but we have had that topic. But I think before I said, would Jesus would go to a gay wedding if it was someone he loved?
I
I'm gonna get a call now. 757-488-5299. That's 757-488-5299.
I don't know about that, Brady.
He would not. Oh, see, but he.
See, here's the thing.
What's the first thing we're supposed to do? What's the first thing? No matter what, what's the first thing Jesus told us
Yeah,
to do?
but we love, but we don't condone the sin.
But but if your family member is gay,
that's the key thing. Jesus isn't their family member.
well, I
So
get
that's
that, but,
why I'm thinking
but
it's so, folks.
Mhm.
Here's my opinion. As a family member, you have to go,
Amen.
because if you don't go, you will never have the opportunity to sow the seeds of the gospel again. You just won't. And you sow the seeds not by talking about it, but by living it. Okay. So you have to go. Now, if they ask you to be an active participant, that I could see bowing out of.
That's a different topic.
And people have often asked me, would you go? And I said, well, now this is a little bit different because I am a priest. But I would go.
If it's someone you care about, like someone
If it was a family member,
someone you truly loved, yeah.
I would go. I would not wear my clericals at all whatsoever. I would not wear my habit in any way, shape, or form, which would be striking enough for everybody to wonder, what the heck is he doing in a suit?
They know what you're doing in the suit.
And it's because I have a sister who was gay. And I told her, I love you. I'll be there. 757-488-5299. 757-488-5299.
But we're talking about Thanksgiving, since Thanksgiving is Thursday.
So the thing is, I would be there for the wedding in my suit, because that way they could not interpret that I'm there as a representative of God. Okay. Now, on Thanksgiving, the number one question we ask, because this is when it happens the most, your family members come back to the house. Mom, can I bring a friend? Sure. And then somewhere through in between the green bean casserole and the macaroni and cheese and sweet potato or pumpkin pie, Mom, Dad, I want you to know I'm gay and so is with me as my boyfriend, girlfriend, lover. What do you do?
I mean,
what do you do? How do you react? And that's why I bring it up now. Now, those of you who are listening, that you're pretty much already know that your son, your daughter might be part of the LGBTQ. Like, they haven't really come out, but they've dropped enough hints. I'm sure you've already talked about it with your spouse. What are we going to do when she finally tells us?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you probably. I mean, if they're a family member, you probably have a guess. See, but again, me, I've already got other questions in my head that I'd be like the same. Like, I don't want to blow off the topic because I want our callers to give us a call and tell us what they would do. But to me, there's a whole plethora of type questions like that you should be prepared for at Thanksgiving, not just that one.
Well, and see, that's why I said this week there's a different variation on that.
Okay.
See, the challenge is when we have these family dinners, they can go one of two. Well, I guess 3 ways.
There's lots of ways.
The one way is it's all good. Everybody leaves happy. The other way is there's a fight. Somebody storms out, and this begins a season of silence and anger and hurt. And then there's the middle way where we're just not going to talk about it.
The middle one is the one we know happens the most, and it all depends who's there and who says what.
Right. Now, I know that right now, I, as Brother Tim, as Father Tim, a priest in the Anglican Church, I am dealing with a lot of anger, not me personally, people with anger, hurt, disappointment. Can you guess about what?
Because you're in the Anglican Church,
No, it has nothing to do with the Anglican Church.
then I'm gonna guess because they're okay with going to dinner.
No.
Oh, they're anti.
Anti what?
They wouldn't let the family members come.
Nope. They're so upset over Trump
Oh,
and the election.
do they not realize? Okay.
No, they don't. They're hurt. They're angry. They're upset.
The
they're
church,
confused.
the church is upset and angry.
No. People.
Well, people are, yes.
At your Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be, yeah, no, I already, yeah. Well, yeah.
So you're going to have confrontation
already
at your dinner.
Yeah.
And that is what it basically comes down to when we're talking about the LGBTQ issue, is when you're hit with this confrontational issue. I mean, we can run down the list: gay, abortion, guns. This year, let's throw in immigration.
Those are just topics. I'm thinking from
But those are the divisive arguments that will come up at the dinner.
We're pregnant. How about that one?
Well, that would be not really divisive. That would just be
that's
shocking.
That's what upsets me, because it should be from a biblical standpoint, it should mean just as much as I'm gay. If you are not married, and now if you're married, don't get me wrong, if you're married and you're a married Christian couple, or not even if you're a married Christian couple, because that's a whole different topic, but if you're married and you come home and say we're great, but if you are not married and you go, I am pregnant, that should be just as that's just as much a sin as saying I'm gay. So if you are a Christian and it's an issue, it should be the exact same issue in my mind.
But what we're talking about is the confrontation where the split in the family happens. Okay? Where people are coming. Well, no, that's what I want to center on.
I know.
For Thanksgiving.
I got you.
Okay? Because it's going to happen, folks. And this is the time when you can demonstrate that you are a true Christian, not only in word, but in deed. And that's what the LGBT, all of those issues, when people come into your house, family, distant family, friends of family, and these topics come up, instead of saying pregnancy, Freddie, let's just say shacking up and extramarital sex.
There you go. That's a good one.
Okay. People are going to have different opinions on that. Worldly versus
I can tell
church.
you, I know a person who's upset that his girlfriend will not let him come with her to Thanksgiving. Because, well, one, she doesn't want the parents to know. And two, because he would
wait, she doesn't want parents to know she has a boyfriend?
Correct. And two, because they would have to not share a room. And he has an issue with that.
Okay, wait. Is it that she doesn't want them to know she doesn't have a boyfriend, or it's the room issue?
A little bit of A, a lot of B.
I don't see why A is an issue. She should be happy she's got a boyfriend. That she's cohabitating or shacking up, that's totally different.
Well, I mean, if he comes, he's going to want to stay in a room with him.
Well, and I agree. That doesn't happen in my house with my parents either.
Right.
And even if you were living together, if you came to the house, you didn't share a room.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
But the key thing is, folks, how do you handle the confrontation? Okay. What are you going to do? Do you stand on the letter of the law, or do you follow mercy and Christian charity?
I say you should share mercy and Christian value, but also I'm gonna play a little devil advocate here. It also depends on like if you're coming into my house knowing where I stand, I mean not my house, but like just in general, you go into someone's house, you're going to your parents' house, you're going to your grandmother's house, wherever house you're going to, you know where they stand about certain things. No, like especially if they're a Christian, they're a believer, you know what they believe in the Bible and stuff like that. And you're purposely bringing someone into their house to bring up that, you know it's going to cause controversy. So you're wanting controversy, which is also wrong on the flip side to want to, and then it,
Okay, Frady, you're applying Christian standards to non-Christians.
well, we're asking Christians though.
We're asking Christians how they're going to respond to the non-Christian.
Right. But what if the non-Christian keeps pushing it? What do you
But that's the point I'm trying to bring
Okay,
about.
that's
Okay.
fine.
The non-Christian is coming. One, maybe they are there to force a position. Maybe they're not. Okay. But the other issue is that if they're there to force an issue, there's nothing you can do. And you can't do anything in either issue. But how you respond is going to determine what type of Christian you are. If all you can do is spout, it's a sin, it's a sin, it's a sin, I'm not going to have that sin under my house.
Oh, no.
You are acting out in sin. You're going to hell. Da 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 da. I believe that you will have just lost the person that you were speaking
Oh yeah,
to.
no, definitely. You just lost. Yes, you've lost your family member, and they're never going to listen to you again.
You have alienated them to the point that they would never hear the gospel.
Yeah. But we want to hear from you. Tell us what you think one should be done, or what you would do if you were in this situation. 757-488-5299. That is 757-488-5299. You don't want to keep hearing us say the same thing and over. So give us a call.
The issue is, how do you respond with a Christian mindset? And for that, I think you need to go to the lady at the well.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's where I'm thinking. Yep.
You don't shy away from what she says, but you acknowledge what they've said and then move on from it, because the individual that you're talking to already knows what you're going to say. If you're a Christian, they should already know how you feel about it.
Very true. And that's my point about they know this, so they're and they shouldn't. I mean, family members should never have to hide. No one should ever have to hide. No one should ever have to hide it.
But that's why they come home, because they want their family to know, and they're looking for validation.
But what happens when you give them the lady at the well type answer? Well, we acknowledge, we give you grace, we give you love, we tell you that you shouldn't be doing it no more, and then they double down on it. Like, what do you do when they try to when they're pushing? Like, that's not the answer I want.
Well, I don't know what more you want from us. We still love you. We still care about you. You're welcome to the house. But, there's certain things that we cannot be a part of. That doesn't mean we don't love you. Doesn't mean we don't care. But just and give an example. Okay, if you've got a relative that's an alcoholic, would you go to the bar with them?
No.
No. If you've got a relative that's a drug addict, would you participate in doing drugs with them?
No.
No. Just the same, I'm not going to participate in that behavior either.
But how do you not participate? By not letting them be there?
No, by going to, let's say they want to go to a bar. Well, if they're going to a gay bar, you don't go.
Well, true.
Okay, if they want to go to a drag show, if we're talking LGBTQ. Okay. I mean, let's say one of your children comes to you, we're going to use your example, announces she's pregnant and she's going to have an abortion. You talk to her about the evils of an abortion.
Right.
You let her know what's going to happen, all the stories you've ever heard. She doubles down. What do you do?
Same thing. I mean, at some point,
In my opinion, just like the wedding, you would need to be there for your daughter.
at the abortion clinic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Because
yeah.
when she comes out of having done that,
oh well, yeah. You got to make sure you catch her.
when a year goes by or 2 years go by, you need to be there to bring her back to her God.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And the best way to do that is to always be a part of their life. Our number is 757 488 5299. That's 757 488 5299. You, whatever, any of these divisive situations. I have a lady who is not come to church for the past 3 weeks because of the elections.
That's what?
Frady, you don't know
Oh no, I
how
do know.
scared, how hurt some of these people are. Now, the one lady that I've been talking to via email acknowledges who she holds to blame being the media. She's smart enough to realize how much she bought into the media's narrative.
We're not going to turn the show into this, but I'm going to.
And so she is embarrassed, but she's hurt. But when she goes to church, it's being crammed down her throat.
What's being crammed down her throat?
MAGA hats.
Oh, wow. So let me understand, and I'm going to maybe get in trouble for this. She's mad that Trump won the election and not someone who supports abortion.
No, she's mad and hurt because she trusted the media with what they said. Now, Frady, you also have to understand that abortion is split among the churches.
I know.
So you can't, I mean, we can, just like homosexuality is split among the churches. And I have people who have called me on the carpet because I affiliate with people who hold these differing viewpoints, sinful viewpoints. And my response is, one, my job is to feed the hungry.
Yep.
And anyone can help me do that.
Yep.
Two, I don't have any way to get through to them if I turn them down. If I say you cannot volunteer at the food pantry, I'll never see them again.
True story.
If they're coming to the food pantry every week, once a week, once a month, guess what? I'm able to spread the gospel. I'm able to drop little seeds along their path. I'm able to water the ground. I'm able to plow the ground. I'm able to fertilize the ground.
You know the worst part, though, in all this? These same people getting mad at you for that are probably people the same thing that's gone to someone, say, fourth wedding.
Say again?
I said these same people that get mad at you for allowing LGBTQ people to come to the pantry and work are the same. They're mad at you for that. Are the same people going to someone's fourth wedding?
Yeah. Well, it happens. But the key thing is, folks, if you do not stay present in their lives, you're going to have a challenge. And you don't need to condone their behavior, but you do need to accept the person.
That is true. I agree.
So when the holiday meals come up and politics come up. First of all,
just do a shot with them. It'd be fun.
Well,
that's a whole nother conversation.
First of all, one of the things I would say right off the bat is that whoever's the host or hostess of the meal should try and stave off the conversations. Okay? Because that's, to me, with the political discussions, is the issue. The pro-MAGA people are in no way, shape, or form being humble.
Well, no, some aren't. No, there's people on each side. But that's a little different. You're right. Where politics, if you know the person, like you go to someone's house, you know where they stand. Don't ruin a friendship just to brag. Don't ruin a friendship just to. JD Vance said it best. He's like, I have best friends who will not vote for me, and that's okay. So for politics, I mean, now the LGBTQ thing where, hey, I'm gay, this is my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whatever, that's a different topic. You can't, regardless, you know the person, you shouldn't talk about something like that. They bring it up, they can't. But yeah, at least for politics, like, just don't. Okay, if your person won, great, your person won. If your person lost, don't hate on the people just because, or because your person lost, especially if you know they voted for him. We pretty much had with our system, 2 people to vote for. So it was one or the other for the most part. I get there are other candidates, but we got different viewpoints. We got different personalities. We have different things that are important to me, like abortion. That was a big, I know we talked about the political show a couple weeks ago. We replayed it after the election. That was a big thing, but you got to understand, you got to pick. And now that it's a couple weeks later, don't ruin family. Don't ruin relationships just because of a guy who doesn't even know any of you won the election, and in 4 years, none of it will matter because he'll be gone.
Well, that last sentence I might disagree with, because after he's gone, I hope a lot of his policies still continue made a difference in our lives.
But they're not mad at if they were mad at the policies, if they were mad at the things, I'd be one thing. They're not mad at none of that. They're mad at Trump. They're mad because Trump says mean words.
No, and they also don't like his policies.
Well, I'll respect that, because but respect the fact that there are people who don't agree with the other policies. That's why they voted for the way they did.
Right. But the point is, where we're getting at with this, folks, is that this Thursday is Thanksgiving. And while it is a secular holiday, this is a day where you, as a Christian, can truly exhibit your Christian values, to love your neighbor as yourself, and to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, and mind. And you do it in action, not words. So we got to take our break. We're going to be right back. This is Brother Tim and Frady on Picking Up the Habit here on the Truth Radio Network 101.
You're listening to Picking Up the Habit here on the Truth Radio Network, 96.9, 97.9, and 100.1 FM on your radio dial. You can catch us online at WPMHradio.com.
Mold, trash, rodents, snakeskin, even deceased animals. No, this isn't a Halloween shopping list. It's what might be under your house, in your crawl space. Schedule a free crawl space inspection with the Crawl Space Company and find out what's in your crawl space. Call 757-394-3494 to schedule your free inspection, or visit thecrawlspacecompany.net. So, do you know what's in your crawl space?
Actual client review of Hartman Dentistry.
I just want to say that I just went to Dr. Hartman, and she is absolutely wonderful.
What did you think when you walked in? Did it just feel like it was a relaxing place to be?
Yes, it's very nice, very clean, very bright. You're not sitting in a room with just 4 walls. The room that I was in, you could see outside.
Did you have a wait before you walked in?
I was there maybe 15 minutes before I got into the office, and so I got into my chair, and then maybe another 30 minutes while the technician, did X-rays and all.
And so, are you going to go back and get your teeth fixed the way she says?
I'm going to try. I am going to try because I really trust her. And the only reason I went is because you thought so highly of her.
I got to tell you, I'm in love.
Give Hartman Dentistry a call at 757-873-3407.
Sports and Imports, located at 1322 Transylvania Avenue in Chesapeake. Sports and Imports specializes in BMW and Mercedes-Benz, as well as German models, without the import price. ACE certified and Bosch certified. Don't waste time and money guessing what the problem is. Sports and Imports can pinpoint the problem and fix it the first time. Make an appointment today. Financing is available. Visit sportsandimports.net or call 757-545-9394.
Foundation of Virginia is a 501c3 nonprofit organization in the city of Portsmouth, Virginia that serves Hampton Roads-based expectant and single mothers between the ages of 18 and 35 who are homeless, living in poverty, or experiencing crisis. Since 2015, we have met our community's needs by providing transitional housing, financial education, and life skill support so that the mothers we serve leave our programs equipped for sustained success. We know that hope starts with you. Partner with Firm Foundation to make a difference in the lives of expectant and single mothers in need. Donate to help us maintain our program. If you can't donate, volunteer. Volunteers are needed. You are needed to help change lives. Call 757-381-9558 or email info@firmfoundationva.org to donate or to volunteer. Thank you.
I'm not the same. My life is eternally changed. And this love cannot be replaced. God, in my heart you will stay. Whoa. In this world, but not love. 'Cause you know I'm not the same as I was.
Thank you, Frady.
I played one last week.
I know you did, and that's why I'm saying thank you. But when you say I played one last week, thank you falls flat.
You're welcome, sir. I was waiting for you to
Folks,
gobble.
The song that Frady just played is I've heard these guys on what's that Twitter? No,
TikTok.
TikTok.
Tim's got TikTok, y'all.
And no, I don't have TikTok.
He sends me TikToks every day.
Yes, I might send you TikToks every other day,
Every
but
day.
I saw them on Facebook.
He sends me TikToks.
And these are gentlemen, two men that are brothers. They come from a family of musicians, and what they have done is taken popular rock pop songs and given them Christian lyrics.
Wait till next week's.
Well, the thing is that it's just like Sister Act.
Yes.
That's exactly what they have done.
Yes, but wait till next week.
And
I'm loving next week.
Thanks to Frady, we're able to play some of those introductions, kind of a different type of
You're very welcome.
introduction. So, Frady, thank you.
You're very welcome, sir.
All right. Folks, we've been having this talk. First of all, 757-488-5299, 757-488-5299. We've been having the talk about what's going to happen at Thanksgiving dinner.
We're going to eat food.
Yep. But these people who are
We're going to
family,
glutton ourselves. That's a sin.
oh, not me. Those people, I see. That's the problem with Thanksgiving dinner. There's only one thing I can eat:
Do you have some? Are you going somewhere for Thanksgiving?
turkey. Actually, I've had a number of invitations today.
Anyone want to invite me over? Give us a call, 757-488-5299. I'm going to go see Valerie. She's on YouTube. I'm going to go see Valerie.
That
No,
would
I'm not. I'm
be
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
clear
kidding.
West Coast.
I'm kidding.
The fact is, folks, that we've been talking about what's going to happen at your table when you're brought up with all these face-to-face confrontational issues. And hopefully we've made you think about it. And in fact, in many instances in today's society, I don't see, when we started this show 7 years ago,
It's been over a decade.
Has it been 10 years?
It's been 11 at this point.
Oh, jeez. I don't think it's been that long, but maybe it has.
I'm telling you.
Anyway, the point being, folks, is that when we started the show, we did not have all the LGBTQIA, LMNOP,
Stop it.
pretend to be, wannabe, I'm in this sport, that sport stuff going on. That was not happening when the show was on. And that's where this talk originated. Now it has. And because of everything that's going on, I think most families are pretty well known where they stand, what they'll say.
Pastor Gravy?
Yeah, basically.
Mom, I'm gay.
Yeah, pass the gravy,
Pastor
please.
Gravy, please.
Or honey, we've known for years. Could you hand me the sweet potato?
By the way, we are not making light of this. We're just trying to point that it should not be that serious of an issue, especially different. So if it seems like we're making jokes, please understand we're not making light of anyone coming out. If you feel that safe, if you need to come out, please be safe enough to biblical, unbiblical, sin. Not
I mean,
sin.
if you need help, give us a call at the station. I'll be more than happy to go to dinner with you.
Right.
Okay.
But please don't think we're not making jokes of that. If you're listening and you're struggling with that, give us a call.
The other factor that needs to be brought about here that we do every year is pastors. Now,
See, that's a whole thing.
churches that I would say are over 500 average Sunday attendance, this is not an issue for you. You're too big to even notice when Mr. and Mrs. Jones brings in Sally, who's just announced that she's gay. You don't even know Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Maybe. You may never have met Sally. But you're not going to notice this. But when we're talking about our smaller churches, where the pastor pretty much knows the name of every person in the church, maybe the last name if he doesn't know the first, and he sees kids that he's known from grade school go through high school and come back from college. And hey, Tom, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. Mom made me come. Oh, yeah? What's going on? Well, I'm gay. What are you going to do?
Have a conversation.
What are you going to do? Because here's the thing, pastors. I don't think a lot of our churches really think this through. And every year when we have this talk, I normally get a phone call, probably off the air, from a pastor who says, I wish I really listened to you last year. Because it happened exactly the way you say it was going to happen. All of our churches proclaim, come as you are. We don't care, just come as you are. You can dress any way you want to dress. Come as you are. And this is where the first challenge of Christianity happens. Because you said, come as you are.
And they came as they are.
And now they're face to face with whatever.
But in fairness, that is their job.
What?
If you come as you are, you act to even to a church, you have to expect we're going to be biblical and we're going to preach to you and we're going to, and it should be in a loving, caring way. But the Bible is still the Bible. The gospel is still the gospel.
But see, Brady, I disagree with that. How is a person who has never stepped in a church supposed to be prepared for what you're saying they should be prepared for?
It comes in small ways, but if it comes in small ways. It shouldn't be like
if they're not a Christian, how do they know the church is against their lifestyle?
Haven't we had that talk before? Haven't I been on the other end?
I don't think any person blindly walking into some church knows exactly what that church teaches.
All churches
now,
teach the same thing.
No, they don't.
They should.
They maybe should.
The Bible is
but
the Bible.
They don't, Brady.
Well, that's,
The Episcopal Church teaches homosexuality is fine. The Universalist Church teaches the same thing. Episcopals believe in abortion. A lot of churches do an abortion. So how is a person who is brand new, walking in the door, come as you are, supposed to know what that church teaches?
I mean, they won't for that very reason.
Therefore, then how can they be prepared?
They won't, unfortunately, because
Thank you. So therefore, that person has no idea what they're walking in.
that is true. But the church still has a standard of values.
I'm not arguing that. But so do Boy Scouts, and look at standard of values that have changed over the years.
And they
look at Girl Scouts and look at standard of values that they held for 100 years and how they've changed in the past 10.
I know.
So the point that I'm trying to make at 757-488-5299, 757-488-5299 is you as the pastor. How are you going to handle that situation? Now, first, it's come as you are. Second, we welcome everybody. Well, my question, for how long do you welcome them?
That's a good question.
Because this is where things start to change. When you welcome a couple that are living in sin, cohabitating, living together, and there you go, Frady. How many churches welcome them? Okay.
You want me to go on that tangent now?
No.
Okay.
But the point being is that there are a lot of churches out there who don't even want to know.
I totally agree.
Okay.
Right.
So the point is, come as you are. We welcome everybody. Now, you welcome this couple in, and this is what I hear most often. Well, we're praying that they will realize they're living lives of sin and will turn to Jesus. Okay, I agree with you. How long? What do you mean, how long? How long are you going to allow them to come to your church until they turn to Jesus? Well, why does it matter? Well, because here's what I foresee happening. You've got two people living together. One of them has kids. Their kids are coming, and now they're part of the kids group. And little Susie finds out that the other two are living together and not married. Your kids are now becoming friends. Parents have no desire to get married. How long are you going to let them to continue to come to your church willingly engaging in sin?
Yeah, if they're not willing to get married, that's a tough one.
But how long? Well, it's not marriage, Freddie. I'm putting this into general terms.
Right.
They are willingly engaging in sin.
Right.
How long before somebody in the church says something?
That's when everything changes. I'll give me a call, 757-488-5299. Disagree with me, but most churches that I've seen turn a blind eye until someone says something.
And then when somebody says something, the church splits.
Correct.
Half of the church knew these people, welcomed these people, and are willing to overlook their sinful nature. But here's the problem. Even though the preacher teaches from the pulpit about sin, maybe even addresses the specific sin. Maybe they weren't there that Sunday. Maybe they didn't listen to it. But then their friends say, where do you go to church? Oh, we go over here. Oh, I didn't think they condoned. We've never had a problem. So they bring another couple who is living together. Then the church, remember, come as you are. We welcome everybody. Then you end up with a third couple.
Right. And I know where we're going with this, and I you know how I feel about that. It's a sticky situation because they should come as you are, just like a hospital. We gotta bring the sick, and no, I'm saying not the I mean the sick, but yes, the sick, and make and heal them, I guess, and is the word, since I made the doctor reference, and you hope that you do that right. But then at some point, if they're not getting, I guess, just like again back to doctor reference, when the hospital can't make you better, they send you home.
Maybe, but if you're sick enough, they don't. They keep you in the hospital. They'll send you to a nursing home. That's
Yeah,
still medical care.
true.
But the point that I'm bringing, pastors, is this is a conversation you need to have with your leadership.
What do you think they should let a couple that's like that? How long do you think they should let them be there?
I would say the same way they treat any other newcomers. How long before you sit them down to discuss what membership is?
Right.
Whether it's a month, 2 months, pastor sits down and says, listen, folks, we've really liked having you here, but we really don't believe in living together. And we're just kind of curious, where do you guys see yourself in a couple of months?
Right.
But here becomes the issue. Do we think about the implications, especially in today's society? You've got a boyfriend and a girlfriend who have been living together for 4 years. They own the house together. They have furniture together. So you no longer want them to live together. Now they have to sell the house, separate assets. Do you see where I'm going with this? There is a lot more than just saying quit living together. Now, they can start by sleeping in separate bedrooms, but unless both of them have very, very strong convictions about, not going to happen.
Right. No, true. But if they're committed enough to God and they to the point where they want to become members of a church, they should feel convicted in the fact that they are actively sinning.
I'm not arguing that. But what if they aren't? Do you then ask them
You just
to depart?
Yes.
That's the issue. That's what pastors have to talk about. And let it be known. It needs to be part of your new membership class or introduction. It needs to be a public issue, because then when it happens, well, we've always said this. You know this. It was in the handbook. It was however you do things.
Right.
The same thing happens with gay couples.
Valerie said something really good on our YouTube page. She says, "Come as you are does not mean come as you are and stay as you are. It means come as you are and let the Lord work in your heart and change your life."
Amen. And that's what people have to remember. But what is the time involved? Because, that's up to God. It's not up to us.
I mean, as long as they're not,
You can't, go ahead, say it.
I was going to say one membership. If they don't want to be, as long as they're not members, that's a different thing. But right, at some point, that's a loophole. Like you said, they have children in the children's ministry.
Well, and can I ask, and I don't know, folks, give me a call, 757-488-5299, 757-488-5299. I don't know if anyone listens, but do places like Water's Edge, Wave, KPC, any of the mega churches in the area have membership?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Because I know the reason why Anglican churches have members is because they're the ones who vote on our leadership.
Right.
Our leadership is not appointed.
But
Well, if it is appointed, it's appointed from the people. It's not appointed by the senior pastor.
right.
Okay. And the membership are the ones who make decisions about property, buying, selling, redoing the church, anything that involves money in the Anglican tradition, and in most of the Methodists, Lutherans, most of your major denominations, you vote on it. Independent Baptist churches, same thing. Southern Baptist churches, same thing. I don't know about our non-denom mega churches.
I'm just I have a question to ask.
Uh-huh.
I just want to I don't want to offend anyone. But then the next question comes into that if they don't have membership, which is possible. That I never thought about that. How long does the person skate through without people finding out? Because they are none. And then again, I get
Well,
you
I'm not
can only do
saying
so much,
skate through. I think they're open about it because they don't see any shame in it.
right? But I mean, does it become an issue? And not. I
But
get
see,
your-
that's where you start to have a challenge because you don't have a clear defined membership. You don't have what is a member, what is not a member.
right.
Okay. And I've really begun to look at this because I think there is a very, very important balance. Membership, theology, doctrine, commandments, laws, all of these things are important. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's important. What's even more important is enacting it. Do you live it? Or are you so worried, for example, about people who shack up together that you're not looking at the results of your faith? As you said, Frady, there's many, many people who love to point out other sin, but oh, wait, I know. It's that log and speck in the eye, right?
Uh-huh.
Where they notice how big of a twig is in somebody else's, but they can't see that they've got a log in their own.
Like I said, they'll attend someone's fourth wedding, but won't attend a gay wedding because it's wrong. But the fourth wedding is not.
And that's why, folks, this Thanksgiving, pastors, you as well, this is the season. Thanksgiving to New Year's
Yes.
are when you guys need to deal with these decisions. Even today, I was at a church and a gentleman walked in who was clearly not in his right mind. He was clearly having a mental health crisis. I even believe that there was demonic possession involved. Now, for those of you who have just rolled your eyes, I've got a question. Do you believe in the Bible or not?
Because there are demons in the Bible.
And what to do with them? And it was lucky that I was there. I mean, everybody considered, oh, this is what Brother Tim deals with on a daily basis at the pantry. They're not wrong. But the point is,
Not totally right either.
well, no, it doesn't happen every day. It just happens every other day. The fact being that if I was not there, what would they have done? And then after this individual left, they were still hanging around outside. So I immediately said, okay, we need to get the ushers, make sure it's the same thing when we have a church shooting. Does your church know what to do in the leadership? Are you ready for that? And that's what I'm saying to pastors right now. Thanksgiving is coming up. The holidays are upon us. Are you ready for these issues? Have you sat down with your leadership to make sure you're all on the same page? Like Valerie said, I have no problem with come as you are. But when somebody comes in with enough metal in their face,
Beep.
or the other day, I had a lady come into the pantry for the first time. Her entire half of her face was tattooed.
What was it tattooed there?
I couldn't tell.
Oh, should have been there.
It wasn't any distinctive Celtic knotwork. It was a bizarre pattern, if there was a pattern. But the other half of her face was nothing. And I'm sorry, I look at you in the face because I'm asking you what your name and ages are, and I'm sitting here going, yeah, quit staring. But I would have been looking at her face if she quit staring. But she's right in front. Quit staring. I'm like, I'm not. She didn't
Tim, quit
say
staring.
quit staring. I'm saying quit staring because I'm feeling conscious that I can't see the person beyond the tattoo.
Right.
But if your church says come as you are,
Come as you are.
how are you going to handle that when she comes in the door?
Welcome
Again,
in.
the metal. How do you handle that? And here comes the real thing, parents. How do you handle it? Hey, mommy, look, she's got scary things on her face.
Scary.
These are all things that are going to be happening during Thanksgiving, folks. Also, have you guys checked your HVAC? Have you, just gone ahead and turned on the heaters just to see if they work?
Everyone turned on their heaters the other day.
I'm pretty sure they have. You need to give Worley's a call. 757.
757-356-4117.
And give them a call and let them know that you are here and you need them to come out to check your HVAC. Don't forget, they've got crawl space, which should be insulated, encapsulated. They do fruit crawl space inspections. And as a result of that, they can also do your electrical, your plumbing, your HVAC, your insulation, and now they are even doing, my mind's drawing a blank all of a sudden. Give them a call. Their number.
757-356-4117.
And the last, don't forget Hartman Dentistry and Dr. Vanessa Hartman. They are open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to receive your calls. They are able to handle emergencies if you call their number. And I just sent a message in to Dr. Hartman. I believe that they have a new partner that's joined, and we hope to have that information for you, which means they will be able to handle more of you calling. Call Hartman Dentistry and bring your smile back again. Their number?
757-873-3407.
And give them a call. Now, next week, we're starting into Advent. If you practice.
Yep.
If not, we are going to be going into Christmas holidays. Our schedule are the first 3 Sundays. And, well, actually, the show's here all Sundays. But our traditional Christmas carols is...
We'll be live for the next 3 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks of the year, we'll be playing our bells and carols.
Yeah. So if you guys have topics you want, give us a call. If you have prayer requests, and folks, they have been coming in, give us a call at 757-488-5299. Let the phone ring, and it will carry you over to a voicemail. Again, 757-488-5299. And if you have a topic you want to bring up, give us a call. This is Brother Tim
And Freddie.
Picking Up the Habit, and we'll be back next week.